I am back with more dance bits. Let's be on. So I was trying to move it to helicopter thing. It's supposed to like a bit of a glide. Cool. Time to go.
Yes, well, okay.
Get it.
Yep.
Every other year, I'm sure it's school time, but this year it's school holidays.
Yeah.
Where's kind of idea?
There you go.
Yo.
It's a nice pack.
Yep.
There's a sky remote.
during the kebab, you question yourself all the time. But is it worth it?
So, for a bit of relief, it's a day at the races. Frogs fly, unbelievable. That catwalk sizzles, and then there's the race that stops, well, the block.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's mayhem on the block. They are exhausted.
Rising your
Apple juice.
ground up, the block sky high was proudly brought to you by Lighting Plus.
Tonight, City Folk go rural in grand designs before secrets are revealed in new NCIS. Later, a case gets a little too close to home in NCIS LA.
Over on 4 Family Guy, before a misunderstanding in the Cleveland show, and later Adam Sandler and Brendan Fraser in the Tuesday comedy Hits.
Let's see what.
Tonight on 3 News, the finance minister does a U-turn on foreigners buying houses.
Okay, that was
Investigators start pushing up prices after all.
Revelations Orovida made a formal request to the government to work with the Chinese on border control issues.
Right from the fast lane, White Labour says truckies should be stopped from going there.
And after another day of tears from Oscar Pistorius, the prosecutor suggests he's faking his emotions.
They don't. Now when I looked like yeah.
3 News with Hilary Barry and Michael Roberts.
Good evening. Finance Minister Bill English has indicated the government may change its mind on the issue of foreigners buying houses here. Investigate claims it's pushing up house prices. He's also promised that help may be on the way for homeowners anxious about interest rate rises. But it isn't government help, just a prediction. Look, Saban reports.
2 words are clearly on the Finance Minister's mind. He mentioned them 11 times in his pre-budget speech.
Interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, and interest rates.
A month out from the budget, English's message, help is on the way. Treasury predicts the average wage will increase $1,800 each year for the next 4 years, meaning today's average wage will increase from almost $55,000 to $62,000. English concedes some of that will be sucked up by interest rate rises.
Well, that will depend on how high interest rates go. It could be if the policy goes wrong.
The hard-working middle-income unit is stuck under increasing pressure of the cost of living and going nowhere. Meanwhile, the top 1 or 2% are making a killing.
English signalling more help for homeowners is also on the way.
The government intends to do whatever it can to influence the housing market over the next 3 or 4 years.
The government's need to monitor foreign buyers, saying there's little evidence they are pushing up house prices. English even reiterated that a register of foreign buyers isn't needed on the nation last weekend.
Well, we're not looking at it.
Today, a different script.
More information always helps us know a bit more.
You said it was only U-turn though. At the weekend you said it wasn't needed.
No, I'm not going to U-turn. You can always have more information.
Look, National's in free fall on housing. They haven't got a sound housing policy and they now realise the public cares.
So the government appears set to investigate whether foreign buyers are pushing up house prices, but there are another 2 words at play here which the government also doesn't like. Winston Peters. Restricting foreign buyers is a bottom line for Peters, and of course, he may well be kingmaker. Brooke Saban, 3 News.
Justice Minister Judith Collins faces fresh questions about her Shanghai dinner with a Chinese border official and the principals of Orovida, company her husband is a director of. 3 News has learned that Orovida made a formal request to the government to work with its Chinese counterparts on border control issues, just weeks before the dinner. Political editor Patrick Gow with this exclusive report.
Judith Collins in the gun, refusing to give details of that dinner she shared with Orovida's bosses and a senior Chinese border control official.
And does she not understand that her arranged meeting with that official was a serious conflict of interest and a corrupt abuse of their cabinet position?
So the member is quite wrong again.
But 3 News can reveal that just weeks before the dinner, Orovida made a formal request for government help with Chinese border control issues. Orovida exports fresh milk to China and following the Fonterra botulism scare was, quote, being profoundly negatively affected. In particular, there was a new testing requirement which Aurovita said meant we don't know if we could export fresh milk to China. So it wrote to the Ministers of Trade and Agriculture urging them that working with the Chinese government to remove this new testing requirement is imperative.
Well, these documents show that from the very start, the Minister was using her position to assist Aurovita, which she had a personal interest.
And the day after the letter was sent, Collins' husband, David Wong Tung, a director of Aurovita, met with New Zealand Trade and Enterprise officials.
They asked for that kind of help and she intervened to give it, and now she's involved in a cover-up.
Aurovita's owner, Stone Sher, and managing director, Julia Zhu, both Collins' friends, were at the dinner, but the government refuses to name the border control official or even the department.
The new government will never email
Aurovita is currently using John Key and Tim Grosser in advertisements in China for its milk and scampi.
Well, I don't know whether we'll stand up.
Australian News Read research
Yeah, we'll stand up.
60% of voters view Collins' Aurovita dealings as a conflict of interest, 33% did not. And while 40% said Key should stand Collins down as minister, 51% said she should stay. Winston Peters says that must now change.
Her DNA is all over this issue, and if she answers questions fully, she will no longer get the Parliament's defence and will be sacked for corruption.
Aurovita did not respond to requests for comments, and there are now lots more questions for Judith Collins.
Political editor Patrick Gower is live now. Patrick, what does Judith Collins have to say about this?
Well, I can't really tell you, Mike, because what happened today is 3 times Judith Collins managed to avoid the media here at Parliament, and that included effectively sneaking around the back way to get in and out of Parliament for question time. Now, anyone with any time around this place will tell you that a minister sneaking in and out of the House to avoid the minister, to avoid the media, is a minister in trouble, especially one as confrontational as Judith Collins. Now, her office and John King's office say it's essentially situation normal, but this letter shows that Aurovita wanted to
luckily we found a website where we can get parts from.
Border control, and to some extent that's exactly what they got with that dinner. So the question now has to be asked of John Key and of Judith Collins. Why won't you reveal the name of that official? What are you trying to hide?
Patrick, where was
So
David
gee,
Cummins
they've
today?
bloody clicked on this.
Yeah, well, David Cummins was a no-show at the Parliament today, and that's a pretty bizarre situation actually, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the 2 days of the
Don't forget about ice cream, Andrew.
and the Leader of Opposition get to go head-to-head. Now, David Cummins decided to do a speech in Auckland instead of taking up his opportunity, and I can tell you there was only 20 times where he could have a go at John Key before the end of the year. That's now down to 19, and you would have to say that David Cummins should be taking every opportunity he can get. He's also acting pretty fast and loose with media opportunity as well. The Campbell Live program, twice David Cummins has said, come around to my house and film me making a meal for you, and twice he has pulled out.
Patrick, thank you.
Cummins was launching Labor's transport policy and promising to scrap the vehicle registration fees for light trailers and caravans. And he told reporters Labor would also ban trucks from using one lane of the motorways. Susie Nordquist reports.
Labor wants to move trucks out of the fast lane on motorways to speed up journeys for other road users.
It's Easter holiday coming up, and we think New Zealanders need a break.
The Road Safety Forum says the policy is dangerous and impractical and doesn't address key issues like how truck drivers would get off motorways with right-hand lane exits.
It just simply doesn't work. There's so many exemptions that it would be totally unfeasible.
I think it is a joke. I think someone's having a go. They can't be real. They cannot be the transport policy.
So that's going to keep going away for a drive out of Auckland, whether they've been stuck behind piles of trucks, often drive inside of rest. We all know it's true.
3 News did just that and found that some motorists aren't so sure about the proposal either.
I don't think it will make much difference, to be honest. Why do you say that? I think that if the flow of traffic's going, then generally they're moving with the traffic anyway.
Labor also wants to scrap registrations for light trailers and caravans. It says the levy is a money grab, but the government says that will bring much needed roading investment to a halt.